Calling the H&A meeting for Thursday, May 4th to order.
And roll call, Chair Etamad, absent. Vice Chair Gupta as
Here.
acting chair, excuse me.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Farron, absent. Commissioner Fong. Here. Commissioner Hall, absent. Commissioner Mujica Beavers.
Here.
Commissioner Noguez.
Here.
Thank you. Seeing no oral communications.
Could I just say something for
Oh,
oral
yes,
comment?
please.
This is just information for the commission and others. I had the opportunity to attend the Saturday open house on the general plan for Tiburon. And with thanks to the whole commission and especially Arjun, and we are on the general plan under land use and also under another part in the downtown, so take a look at it. So we got public art into the general plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to introduce the action item, and I'll read the staff report?
And the first action item is discuss art installations at the Tiburon Town Hall Gallery lobby.
Oops, wrong. Oops.
Wrong one.
Why is that?
I'm on the wrong, am I on the wrong agenda?
Not here.
Oh, here we go.
Reception.
I think receive update.
Sorry. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Didn't we do that?
Restart that.
The first action item is receive update on Thomas Jackson VIP reception on May 20th, following the installation of the Thomas Jackson work at south of Knoll Park. Consider approval of reception cost at the Sky Deck, the Lodge at Tiburon, or approval at a location to be announced with a charge not to exceed $3,000.
May I have a comment to make? I understand, I saw in the email you sent that it's for each person, if it's sort of a little more food is 35.
Well, yes, that's in the staff report, so I'll read the staff report, and then when we get there,
Okay.
we can explain
Okay.
that a little further. So the staff report is made for May 4, Special Heritage and Arts Commission, Thomas Jackson Art Installation Opening and Reception. The Thomas Jackson art installation is 16 days away, and the following timeline is being finalized tonight. May 13 to 22, Thomas Jackson will be in Tiburon for the installation and opening reception. Any changes to that to your knowledge, Arjun?
Nope.
Thank you. May 20, Saturday, 4 to 5 p.m., official opening of the installation at south of Knoll Park. May 20, Saturday, 6 to 8 p.m., donor reception, the Lodge in the Garden Courtyard. A San Francisco Chronicle reporter will be covering the installation process and the opening for a story the week of May 20. Tiburon 94920 called to do an article in conversation with Commissioner Gupta. The Marin IJ and the ARC should be contacted for article week of opening. Funds need to be considered and approved for expenses related to the installation and reception. The breakdown of funds is tiered as follows in terms of expenditures. Number one, $5,330 private donations. Number two, $5,000 Tiburon Peninsula Fund grant donation. Number three, $7,000 Town of Tiburon Council support. The funds are to be expended in that order. Any remaining funds will be returned to the Town of Tiburon. They will not remain in any H&A designated or undesignated fund. When considering approval of the additional funds for cost overruns, the Commission should consider future precedent. At the H&A meeting April 25, the Commission approved the following. A, additional cost overrun amount of $2,000 as requested by the artist. B, airfare as presented at a total of $650.60. And C, marketing costs not to exceed $1,000. Special reception costs were moved to the special meeting tonight, May 4, for approval. Staff recommends that H&A consider approval of location, guest list, and funds for special reception as follows. Location, Garden Court at the Lodge at Tiburon, located off the ballroom to allow for a covered area in case of weather. Date and time, May 20, Saturday, 6 to 8 p.m. 50 people, guest list to include donors over $2,000 with guest or guests. Tiburon Peninsula Foundation, 10 members with guests. And I would clarify there are 10 members with additional guests possible. That's not 10 total. Commissioners, 7 with possible guests. Liaison picket, 2. PASP members, 4 of the current members. And 1 prior member, Sandra Wolfson, we felt appropriate to invite because she was a part of the beginning of the whole Thomas Jackson proposal. And Thomas Jackson himself, 1 person plus guests traveling to the exhibition opening. And Arjun will report on any update he might have on how many people that is, that would be. The cost is between $25 and $35 per person. When I say with expanded food menu, is because they originally came in at $25 per person, and that includes the location fee, the tax and tip, the food, and the alcohol is being donated complimentary from the lodge. Not to exceed, now we put in here, when you add tax and tip onto a $35 per person base fee, it comes to $45 and change. So Arjun and I discussed giving a not to exceed $50 per person. We're still waiting for an upgraded estimate that has a little more refined food layout. The cost total for 50 people would be $2,500. So what was originally proposed was more like cheese platter and fruit platter, and I went to a function at the lodge last night, and they had a really nice layout with more what I would call upgraded items, finger food, the tuna, raw tuna, and the little crackers, and the mozzarella and tomatoes and that type of thing. So I was asking for them to come back with something like that, and he is returning with, that's how we came up with a higher price. So we will put that open to discussion. I'm not seeing any public requesting input. Oh, do you want to turn your mic on, please?
Beverages, what would be included in this?
All included.
All included, and that's basically what, wine?
They had complimentary house cocktails was the way it was listed, so I thought that would be beer and wine and champagne maybe.
And
but,
water?
Yeah, water,
Yeah, okay.
absolutely. Yeah, and I got to see the layout last night. It was quite nice.
That's great. Yeah, so it's on the main floor, right? I've seen
It is
that
on the
one.
main floor. Have you ever
garden.
been out to where the fire pit is out back? It's really quite nice.
Yeah, that would be
And
good.
one of the, I should elaborate about the Sky Lounge. We did go up and look at the Sky Lounge, and there is, the lack of staff makes it more difficult for Luna Blue to go up
get
and
up
down to the
there.
Sky Lounge. I was also concerned about ADA, because I did not see an elevator. I could be wrong. Also restrooms being on the same level downstairs, and most especially on May 20, we can't be sure of wind, fog, and weather. So you have a little bit of place you can step under, even be inside. Gary said we could go into the ballroom if need be and go and do an indoor-outdoor.
That's nice.
And
it's really
how many
nice.
donors? I'm just trying to figure out the numbers.
I think there's only one donor that is over, that is of
That's
that
what I
patron
was
level.
going
But
to
that's
talk
great.
about. No,
But
I
Yep,
think
please go.
it's important to invite all the donors, even if it's $100.
For now.
Well, that discussion, you mean down to the start pins and everything? The problem,
nothing.
No,
okay.
I mean the ones that have given a check over 100 and over, or I think it's
the
good
challenge-
to persuade them.
Yeah, the challenge is that out in the public sphere, it's listed as $999 and over for the VIP reception. So the question becomes, where do you cut that off and why, and how do you explain it to everyone? What other random number do you choose after it's been out in the public advertised remember, on our donor list.
Because at that point, I think we have very few.
Well, no, actually, I did leave out, but not out of the 50 count, the 5 council members. So to write that in, they are part of the count to 50. So we can get to 50 already.
And how many are over 2,000 or, as you say, 900, 900?
Actually, only one person is over the 1,000 mark. And I will say that we considered the 2 people, or the 4 people who have gone over 500 to be included.
I think so.
And I've checked
Makes
with I checked with the town manager. He felt that could be possible.
I think so.
And it also is really good food for thought for the future when your expectations of donors and how to set that up. This was a good, you couldn't know. We may possibly have another donor that's over 2,000 that will come in before this.
I would like to concur with Commissioner Mojica Beavers. I think if we could drop it down, just to get the feeling of more donors within the
Yes,
group, maybe it'll help. And I agree, this is sort of a first time, and we'll take
Yes.
good notes, and we'll have pluses and minuses. But I think we should have as happy a gathering with
No, and
everyone
also
involved.
it's actually the fact that would be only one person. I mean, if we had 10 people over 999, okay, but only one person, and this is supposed to be for donors.
Donors
No,
like
rather
to see
than-
who other donors are.
Yes, they want to see who else has participated.
Nora?
I guess my concern is that to me, it's like, if you say you're going to do something, you do it.
Nora, you'll have to
Oh,
speak in, yeah.
So I have a problem with increasing the number of donors because it was almost like, I don't want to say contract, it was an expectation that was created when you did the donor and benefactor, categories, that to be able to get the privilege, the extra special of it being invited to this event, that you had to put more money out. And so there is not that expectation among the people that didn't, because it was really clearly laid out. So I kind of feel it's like if I was going to a benefit and I paid for, to go to this, and all of a sudden they just let everybody in,
No,
I
it's
would
not
feel.
everybody.
Well, but if you're talking about $100 donors.
No.
Okay, if we don't do 100, at least
500.
500.
500.
Okay, so yeah, if the universe is confined to that, but if you just let
No,
everybody.
because there is only one, and it's a reception for donors. There is only one. So all the thing, it would be for one donor.
But there would be 4 more if we include.
Yeah, I mean, I think also, I take your point, and well taken. I think, but with the donor level of 500, since there's only 4 of them, the other thing is, it might also kind of be a incentive for next time.
Exactly,
Also, they
yes.
might be repeat customers if
And
they have a
maybe the
really,
500 will
they
move
enjoy.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have discussed having another reception partway through the show for a public reception too, which would certainly, and then we can honor all of the other donors
Yeah.
at that reception
That's
as well.
important too, yes.
Yeah, we could think
Because we
about
do want to have a,
outreach.
Yes, and you want to
celebratory
persuade them and encourage them. I'm sure that we appreciate.
so in respect for the time limits that we have, would anyone like to make motions for these different items on here? Because it's got one, you've got A, B, C, D, and E. Well, really, the dates don't matter. The guest list has been, so someone would need to make and not to forget the council members, note that was left out, but they are included. On C, motion, D, and E. Not to exceed.
Okay, I'll make the motion. I move that we agree on the guest list for the VIP donor reception, as well as the cost not to exceed $50 per person, at a total of $2,500.
And with the additional notes of council members would be included under C, and
Yes.
the 4 patrons of $500.
Second.
And roll call vote. Chair Gupta,
Yes.
Commissioner Fong,
Oops. Yes.
Commissioner Noguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Musika Beavers.
Yes.
Thank you. All in favor. Okay. Moving on to action item 2.
Action item 2, receive, update, and review proofs for marketing materials, pole banners, feather flag, informational sign at installation. Consider approval of same.
So you have pictures of in front of you and on your screen, the pole banners and the text for the permanent sign at the site. We don't have the feather banner yet, but as reminded, that would be a banner on site for the duration of the installation showing the logos. And it would be good to have that ready to go if we possibly could, that we could display at the reception as well, I would think. And then move it out there, that might be a good idea. Or
I'll just make
guess it would-
one comment on the feather banner. That's a little bit beyond my
Right.
design capabilities. But if we have the logos and we all agree on the list, and I think I sent you a list of organizations that were involved in supporting this project, we could probably, I think the feather banner is just a matter of putting a thank you to our sponsors and then the logos
right,
of the separate entities.
right. I think that we probably should have because that feather banner is going to be located at the site, and it should be there the day of the installation. Maybe we'll do, since we have approved costs for posters and things, we'll do some posters that we can use with the sponsors more, and we can say more things
Sure.
for the reception and other locations.
Great idea. At the reception, yeah. So let's take a look at some of these materials. Do you want to start with the pole banner? Yeah, go ahead, Nora.
I was going to say, I think they all look great, and I'm ready to go.
I am too.
Okay. Zita,
Yes.
you know how it's going to work?
I think the,
Left side, right side, pole.
which one we are going to do?
All three. We're
All
going
three.
on all three. This is
Oh,
the-
that's nice. Yes, they
invitation.
are all nice.
Not the invitation
Not the
yet, though.
invitation.
Yeah, just the pole banners and the
Yes.
on-site.
beautiful.
This is the
Beautiful, yes.
on-site sign. Okay.
And in addition, I would be prepared to vote to approve the feather flag as well, with the indication that it will just be the logos for all of the donors.
Okay.
This would have the logo and all that, yes.
The
The-
pole goes in between. This is on
The
left.
lamp post
I
goes in
see,
between.
I see,
the
okay,
light
I
blue, those
see,
light
I see,
poles.
I
I
see.
think it's hard to read, not the time to.
Okay, I move to accept the design for the pole banners, the design for the text label, the design for the invitation, and the,
That's separate.
No.
oh, not the
invitations,
invitation, sorry.
Everything else.
The suggested feather banner design, which includes a thank you to our sponsors and the logos of the organizations that supported this project.
I second.
Roll call vote. Chair Gupta,
Yes?
Commissioner Fong,
Oh, yes.
Commissioner Noguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Mujica
Yes.
Beavers? Thank you. All in favor. Quick question about the sign to get the text for the permanent sign at the site. Remember we were talking about not walking, would it say, don't go past barriers, or are you planning on using some sort of a barrier signs?
I still, I reached out to Thomas this morning. I haven't heard from him, and I wanted to discuss that with him, but also the number of additional guests that he thinks
Okay.
will be coming. So when I have a chance, I will ask him. But at this point, I think my feeling is that he would not want anything to interfere with the piece itself in terms of like a.
Right.
I also think that my understanding of the installation is that it will be placed in such a way that it's virtually impossible to actually walk through it in the first place. I don't know that for sure, but I will ask him that as well. And if need be, we can certainly add a please, keep back from the installation or something
Right,
like that.
Right.
I agree. I think we'll go on the positive and trust people would respect the art and see what happens.
Okay.
We'll see how good we are.
I have a question. When is it that, I forget the date that Thomas Jackson will put up his art?
Between no, 16th through the 20th.
Of
that
May?
week of May, yes.
Oh, okay. That's coming up.
Okay, we're on to
And
action.
you think how long will it stay?
Till the July 9th.
July 8th?
9th.
Okay, thank you.
Or July 12th, sorry, July 12th.
So on to action item number 3.
I move that we accept the invitation as presented.
1 second, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I just saw a mistake, my mistake. The dates on the poll banners are not right. The date should be, it's just, it's me. It's
May
me.
20.
It's my Wednesday.
So May what?
And so it's May
20, right? Me
May
too.
20th through July 9th. So thank you, Azita, for asking that question because
You looked at it, good.
Good catch.
yeah, I will send you a revised copy this evening,
And
Patty.
also, we might point out that we currently have the Sky Deck on the lodge at Tiburon because we thought it was going to be there on the invitation. On action item number 3, we could leave it as the lodge at Tiburon and let people find out when they
Yeah.
get there,
Let's leave it at the
in
Lodge at
case we
Tiburon.
want a little wiggle room.
I withdraw my motion.
Would you like to reintroduce your motion?
I move that we accept the invitation as presented, except for the correction of the actual location of the reception.
I second it.
No.
Oh, it's not finished.
Where it's Sky Deck.
And hyphen, and just leave the lodge at Tiburon.
Accept the amended
Oh,
motion.
the sky deck, yes.
I second.
Roll call vote, Chair Gupta,
Yes.
Commissioner Fong,
Yes?
Commissioner Noguez.
Yes.
Commissioner Mujica
Yes.
Thank you. All in favor. I would just add the note that, so I can send these out to the people that we know, but I think that it will be really important to have people call and make sure they received it. Some of these people, I only have their email. The donors even, I only have their email. Just to make sure that they've received it and they're getting a warm welcome and a really strong, even the council members, everyone, and especially the board members. Not even sure how to get to hold of each and every one, but I do know Peggy, Petey Stein.
Petey, yeah.
Yeah.
Could we upload this in an email and then just say if you want a hard copy?
Oh, yes, I mean, that's how it will first go out, but then, good for, so as soon as I send out everything that I can, I'll reach out for support calls, because we have to do that right away. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. So,
I'll be back for this.
Right, but you're leaving between
I'm leaving from 9th, yes.
So, I put the calendar after the adjournment, as you can see here, my mistake. So, I'm sorry,
Did we actually make a motion on the,
I thought yes.
invitation, but what
Yeah.
about on the, with the changes?
Yes.
Yes. So getting to the calendar, we had a change. We don't really have a discussion here, but a decision to make. So as you can see on the copies that I gave you that you didn't have before because we just found this out today, under the calendar, and you could see my handwriting, the mural ribbon cutting was unexpectedly moved forward again to June 9, which makes it a really tight schedule. So in order to give it the due, or the attention that it's due, my suggestion, two things happened also. Our special meeting next week with PASP, hopefully to just do a last minute, going through of what everyone's doing for the installation, to hear about the installation day program from Victoria Miller, et cetera. That should be pretty short. And we can either meet from 5 to 5:45 on May 16, just to go over that, at that one specific item, or we would have to move it to a longer meeting if you think that's necessary on Monday, the 15th. And then have our regular meeting on May 30 so that we can plan for the June 9 ribbon cutting ceremony.
I know I won't be.
If you think we need more time to discuss, then I guess we should do it earlier. Otherwise, I'm happy with for the 15th, having the longer. And then we would
Okay.
have a regular 30th, that would be long, and we could do all the details.
For the mural.
Yeah.
Okay. And also because Commissioner Noguez, who is
Yeah,
the point
yeah.
person, will be gone, but she could be back for the May 30 meeting. So that would really work out well. So you
So-
would vote to go for the not be rushed on Monday, the 15th, and then also come back for a regular meeting on the 30th, is that it?
Yeah,
Is
I
that what
guess
you're-
like
you're
a special
suggesting?
long meeting, regular,
Just
special
long
regular
enough to
meeting.
have time to talk about
And
the
whereas
Thomas
the
Jackson.
16th is a short time, so forget
Yes.
the 16th, I would go, just to at least give us a lot of time to work together, May 15th and May 30th.
Okay. How does everyone feel about that? We have to at least have a quorum. I believe Jolly
Yeah,
will
I
be
might-
back by the 15th?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be out of town on the 15th.
You will be out of town. Okay, 15th and 16th anyway. Okay. So, but if we have Jolly back
Right.
and Trish, hopefully, we'll be able to make it. Calendar dates you can usually pretty much discuss.
Thanks, Victoria.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay. I think
Commissioner
that's
Fong?
fine, so we'll change it to May 15th. Is that okay with you, Nora? You're not going to be here, okay. And you're not going to be here.
I won't be.
All right, it's good
Okay.
for me.
So we will go ahead and adjourn the meeting, the special meeting of May 4 at, that is not correct, at 5:28 PM.
Oh, okay, great, thank you.
Finish, okay. So the May 30th is the usual